Hello my fellow soggy basement boxes, I'm Mr. Church. In this video I'm going to be showing you 13 camp locations that are going to be very good for you if you're a ghoul because they give you lots of radiation and they're pretty cool spots. The first two I've actually shown in another camp location video, so I'm just going to do those first. But the first one is a new spot on the map by Radiant Hills. Now when you load into Radiant Hills, you're going to be facing this way, and you're going to turn to the left, and there's going to be this little puddle of radiation, and it gives you a lot of rads. And you can place your camp here. Allegedly, if you have enough radiation and your glow bar is full, the Geiger counter stops ticking like that, but there's a little bit of a bug with it, so sometimes it doesn't fill up all the way, so that continues to tick annoyingly. Normally, if it's full, while you're at your camp, as long as your glow's full, you're not going to have to be listening to all these ticking sounds, so keep that in mind as I show you these locations. It is annoying, but if the game is functioning the way it's supposed to, which it probably never will, then you won't have to listen to that ticking sound once your glow is full. Now the second spot is right next to this location. It's actually right underneath it, and it is this cave here. You're going to walk this way and drop down in here. There's going to be a horrific looking beast that you can wipe out from the face of this earth. Get rid of that, and this place, as you can see, also gives you a lot of radiation. If you go all the way back, there's like this little area behind this little thing. But yeah, it's a really great spot. It's a cave, so it's cool and all that. Location number 3 is in the Skyline Valley, and this spot is actually pretty cool. I noticed this spot when I was first looking at camp locations for this camp location video that I did, and I didn't realize at the time that we were going to be able to have player ghouls. So I circled back this spot now that I know that we can play in here and that it's advantageous for us to have radiation. Now this spot does come with some mirelurks, but once you have your camp down, a lot of times static spawns like this don't spawn in. But if they do, you just have to, what you do is you take out your weapon and then you kill the stuff that spawned in like that. But yeah, this place is really cool. It's got this cool tree here in the center, so you can make like a really cool like tree house as a center structure. Now, a lot of this spot is underwater, so keep that in mind if you want to avoid the headache of building around water, because you can't build most things in water, so you'll have to find little areas where you can place stuff. This might not be the spot for you if that's the case, but it is a very, very cool spot, and I don't know why they let us build here if it's a named location on the map, but I'm not complaining about it. I think it's great. Now, this next spot is in Watoga. You're going to spawn in here at this pylon thingy, and you're going to kill the stuff that's around here because they're ugly, and then you're just going to keep going in this direction. Now, you're going to see eventually stairs are going to render in, and this is a cool little spot. Now, we're going to go all the way up to the top and place our camp module up here. Now, you can spin your module if it's not placing down. On controller, it's L2, R2 to spin it. I would imagine you just click and right-click on PC. It's whatever would spin things normally in the build menu. So yeah, you just can spin that around, find a good spot where it'll place, and place it down, then you can build up here. It's a really cool area to build. You have this really cool, unique spot. It does help if you don't take fall damage. Now, a Scorch Beast does spawn in this sometimes, so if you don't have a weapon or build that can wipe out this creature, this might not be the location for you. But the reason why I listed it in my list of ghoul locations is you can have your build up here, you can jump down here, grab all the glow that you need before heading out, or you can head to your camp, fill up quickly on glow, and then head somewhere else. So it's a very quick spot to get glow. You get a lot of rads here. Now again, you will have to deal with the Scorch Beast, so if that's not something you want to deal with, that's why I'm putting these locations early on, because the later ones get a little bit better and more friendly to build in. By the way, if you're curious, the build that I'm using in this video is a gunslinger build that I built. And it's very fun. I have a video on it if you want to check it out. It's pretty fun. It utilizes a bash damage as well as the new onslaught mechanic, and it's very powerful, surprisingly, and I really enjoy using it. So if you want to check that out, the link for that will be in the description. Now, number 5, this place is actually pretty interesting because I have always wandered past this spot And I thought to myself, this is a cool spot, but it was too irradiated. But now that's the perfect thing. So you're going to spawn in at the North Cutthroat Camp. And when you're spawned in, you're going to turn left, and you're going to run down this way. And sometimes you will have some creatures that will attack you. They hate you and stuff, so kill those things. But yeah, this is a cool raft, and it's being held up by those blue radiation barrels, which give a lot of rads for whatever reason. And so it's got like this little area. You could build like a little shack here. You could build something off the raft. It's pretty cool. It's a cool little spot, cool little pond area. And the best part is just hanging out next to it is going to fill your glow bar up. So it's a really nice immersive location that also gives you glow. And it's a pretty cool spot. And I think that if you spawn in at your camp, those guys won't see you and run down here. If you have turrets, it might attract them. But the reason why they followed me is because I spawned in at their area and then ran down here. So they might not see you. If they do, again, what you can do is go in your inventory and equip a weapon, and then you can use that in the survival game that you're playing. Now, the next 8 locations are all in the Toxic Valley. The Toxic Valley is a really great spot to build if you're a ghoul. There's radiation everywhere. So number 1, you're going to start by spawning in at the crater. When you spawn in, you're going to turn around, and directly behind you, if you run down this dock here, eventually you'll get to a spot where you can place your camp down. And you can build right here. And as you can see, even though I'm not even in the water, I'm getting radiation. So if you build right on the water here, you'll be taking radiation just from hanging out in this radius of this poop, which is pretty nice. And it's like a really scrappy looking deck. So you can make something scrappy, a little shack will be cool. Now there are some super mutants over here, but they shouldn't bother you because you'll have killed them with your gun. Number 7 is north of the butterfly on the map. There's a couple of ways you could get to this spot. You could go to this mine thing and go north. I'm just going to keep running south from where I'm at right now. It's not too far away. You're just going to run this way, and you're going to find there's these cool little barrel things on this. I don't even know what this is. It looks like a catwalk of some kind. It doesn't really look like a dock, but you could build around this, and the barrels are giving massive radiation as well as the water giving radiation. So you could build off this. You could use this as like a dock thing and build a shack next to it. There's a lot of cool stuff you could build if you utilize this piece of chunk, and I like to build around pieces of chunk in the game, and so this is a cool spot that you could attempt to do that. Now the next spot, I actually have seen some other people build in this spot before. It's a really cool spot. One person, Renee, she streams on Twitch. I'm going to link her channel if you want to check her out. I've seen her camp actually in this spot, and what she did was she had it so these pipes are flowing down into your mouth. So I'm going to spawn in at the Grafton Dam, and I'm going to run up this way. And I'm just going to wander around here. There is a Mirelurk that will come and attack you. And even though you do 10,000 damage to it, you won't do any damage to it. So you'll have to kill it with VATS because free aim you get punished for in this game. And then you could place your camp down right here. You just try to get it as close as you can to including that pipe water dumping in so that you have a means to shower and do all the comforts of home things that you like to do. Again, all this radiation and gives you lots of rads. And obviously you can build all around on the edges here. There's another bank over that way you could build down. But it's a pretty cool spot. And yeah, it's a unique thing to have these pipes dumping water into it. Number 9, we're going to spawn in at the kitty cabin. And you're going to turn right and you're going to run north up this way. And what you're going to find is these little indentation things are all throughout the Toxic Valley. But this one's kind of unique because it doesn't have steam obscuring what you're doing here, and it also doesn't have water in it. But you still, when you stand in it, get a lot of radiation. So you can actually build in this little pit thing, and everything inside it will be irradiated, but you don't have to worry about the problems of building around water because it's not water. And also, there's a little junk extractor location here, so you can kind of fit that in to the area. You know, you can get both of those inside your camp boundary, so it's pretty cool. in a nice little spot. The next spot is in the middle of the toxic dried lake bed. Now, if you fast travel to the toxic dried lake bed, it'll actually put you directly south of it. And so honestly, spawning in at the kitty cabins will actually put you closer to where we're going to be going. But you're going to run this way, across this way. And this dock thing you can build at too if you want. It's a pretty cool spot. But we're going to go all the way out to the middle of the lake. And there's this little island thing or sandbar or whatever you want to call it. And it's full of these barrels. And they give you massive radiation. So you can build around these barrels. I actually have tinkered around with a build at this spot before. On my high health build because he had enough radiation resistance that it wasn't a big deal. But now that it's like actually advantageous as a ghoul, I might revisit this spot myself. It's pretty cool. Now there is a Mirelurk Queen that spawns here. And if you're building right in the center here, she will come to kill you every once in a while. But this is where you're going to want to shoot the weapon that you have equipped, because what happens is the bad guys will attack you, but you have like the ability to damage them, and once you've done enough damage to them, they will stop attacking you forever. So that's something you can do to keep them from breaking your camp, is you just attack them and then they're dead. Now this next spot, I've never seen anyone build here before, but I found it when I was looking for spots for ghouls to live. So you're going to go to Wavy Willards, and when you spawn in, you're actually going to turn around and you're going to go kind of behind you and to the left of where you spawn in. And you're going to run up this way. And you're going to find this little blob thing. And if you go to the top of the blob, there'll be some rats. That's how you'll know you're there. But there's also this little pond thing that you can build at. And all the trees around it are bulldozable. And you can test to see if something is bulldozable because your camp box will bulldoze it. So if that bulldozes it, that tells you that everything you build in your camp will also bulldoze that. So all these trees are bulldozable, so I've said bulldoze too much, but this is a pretty cool spot and nice little quiet corner of the map, so you don't have to worry about all the foot traffic or the stinky feet, or let's just get out of here. Now this next spot is at the makeshift vault. Now if you fast travel here, you obviously can't place your camp down immediately because you're too close to the vault, but if you turn to your left and then go down towards this water, you can build your camp by the edge of it. And I think you have like a really nice view up the river. But you can build all along this river here, and this river gives you radiation as well. So anything you build off it, it's obviously something, you need some radiation, jump in the water, get radiation. It's perfect. But I really like the end of the river here, where you kind of have this nice view directly up it. It's kind of nice, and in my opinion anyway, but it's a really cool spot and a good spot for ghouls to jump in. Now the last location isn't really a location, it's just a type of location, but I wanted to mention it in case anyone didn't know. But in the Toxic Valley, there's steam vents everywhere, and almost every single spot where there's steam, you will be irradiated if you stand in the steam. Sometimes there's even rad barrels in that steam area as well, adding to that. There's a big area near Hemlock Holes that has a bunch of these spots, and then a lot of the area south of Wavy Willards also has a lot of steam spots and is a nice open area. But anywhere that you have this steam is a good spot to put your camp down, because you can build over top of that, and you can actually have the steam coming up through your house or whatever. So while you're in your house, you'll actually be actively getting irradiation constantly. So any of the places in the Toxic Valley that you have this steam is a good spot to build. So that is something I wanted to mention. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something cute out of it. But I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my patrons and channel members for your support. If it wasn't for your support, I would not be able to make these videos, and I really do appreciate it. If you're interested in supporting the channel in that way, the link for that is in the description. I also stream on Twitch, and the link for that is in the description, and I also have a Discord that you should join, and the link for that is in the description. If I say it much faster, then it won't be as annoying.